And we are back. And I hope I can be heard. I'm going to check my volume really quick. Yes, okay, apparently I can be heard. So, hello everybody, and welcome back to Once More Feeling. It has been not as long as the previous session, but still a while. And we do have one of our players back. Hello, everyone. Say welcome back to Feather. We are very excited to keep going with this campaign. We have a little bit of an extra session here, which gives me some breathing room. Um, But before we get into that, I would like all of my players to introduce themselves. So, starting at the top left as usual, Rose. Who are you and who are you
Why
playing?
am I still at the top left? Hi, I'm Rose. I play Cam, a changeling druid who last session figured out that puppeteering can be kind of fun if it wasn't so freaking terrifying. I turned Yuka into a bird. We'll see what happens next.
This is true. May. Who are you and who are you playing?
Okay. There we go. There's audio. I hope. I never. Hopefully, Raku can tell me if I have audio. I should have audio. Anyway, hello. I am May. I play Fig, a half-orc cleric who last time called down an extra trust. I'm just calling it a weird form of magic thing to assist Sunny's character, who we just threw into a city full of harm and goo. I'm so sorry about that.
Heather. Who are you and who are you playing?
Hello, I'm Feather. I'm playing Throgyn, and Throgyn, sometimes you get in a flow state and then you start making things for your friends because you just found the power and the magic of friendship. And now I have a little present for everyone. But we'll find out later.
And last but certainly not least, Sunny K. Who are you and who are you playing?
Hello, my name is Sunny Kay, and I am playing Yuka, the Witch of the Woods, the steward of the Lord Bastille and the Lady Verdant. She is a half-elf druid who is having her heart melted / growing 3 sizes. She also just drove Cursebreaker into the heart of someone she truly despises, so maybe it settles and evens out a bit.
This is true.
Maybe.
Now, with that being said, I'm going to give just the slightest bit of recaps for the sake of Feather, who was not here last week. Because Feather, it's been like 3 months since you played with us. So, what you missed last time on Garun, our lovely adventurers managed to head back to Ironcliff, the source, or at least the first city affected by the infection. And a couple of very clutch rolls ended up with you guys destroying what you think the source of the infection is. All of you are currently outside of Ironcliff. Throgyn, you yourself were basically picked up and firemen carried out by some very large spiritual construct that had like a blindfold over its eyes, and put you down right in front of Fig. Just bonk.
Incredible.
So that is where we currently find all of our heroes. You all stand on the moors in front of Ironcliff. The gate that leads down into this city in a cliff is currently shut. You hear behind it wails of people slowly wasting away. Not necessarily sure who they're calling to, just knowing that they're calling to someone. You know that behind that door, tendrils are ready to lash out at you should you open it again. And you all blessedly get a moment to rest.
Is long rest, short rest?
Do you want to rest?
Long rest, please. I didn't keep track of any of the spell slots or the damage I took when we were down in the foundry at a place that I can easily find right now.
You all blessedly get a moment to long rest. You get 8 hours to rest, in fact.
All right, let's go. Let's go to my house.
That is another, 3 days travel away, my guy.
It can't be that far. No, I'm kidding. Fine.
Oh.
It's fine. We said it was yeah. We need to discuss what our next plan of attack is.
Yeah, and what can you talk? I'm so sorry. Yuka.
This is yours. She hands Cursebreaker back to Throgyn.
Oh, thank you so much. I just put it back in my...
Can you
There's
talk
blood
us
on
through,
it, Throgyn, and this black, oily, shimmering fluid.
Hey,
It's
guy, do you want to...
ink-like stuff.
Would you like me to clean you up?
It would be appreciated, but it is not necessary.
Polishing.
Yuka, why did you kill Mr. Vitale? I need to know your reasoning, please. I got some of it because we were sort of having this double vision, but then I had quadruple vision, and that did not help me.
It was a major source of the infection. You should note also that I cut off the root of the infection. From him, at least. One of the biggest spreaders is now a problem no longer.
Okay. Can we confirm that?
She is there a way for her to just hold make some kind of contact and impart the memory of what she saw with that that empty thread that almost looked like a catheter tube that she managed to cauterize?
Yes, Sunny K calling out the catheter tube. You, Cam, and you, Fig, would both have seen this thing that Yuka is trying to describe. So I'm not necessarily going to say that you need to bring up an image of it because they would have seen this as well. If you do want to verbally describe it for the sake of Feather, that'd be really nice.
Yes. So and I'll explain this out of character just so I don't make Yuka sound like an idiot because I, Sunny K, don't remember with perfect detail everything. Basically, Basil had a connection to a thread that was reminiscent of a clear tube into which black ooze was slowly dripping like an IV bag. So Yuka put 2 and 2 together and figured that that was, a direct source of the infection that he was then using to spread it because wires and black ooze were emanating from all over him. Like major infection intersection for him. And he was also in Throgyn's house.
Yeah, he was in Throgyn's house.
Interesting little tidbit. He was in Throgyn's house when she got him. But she drove Cursebreaker into his heart and then cast restoration on his body, so that his body would no longer be an infection point. And she took Cursebreaker, I think called Infection Breaker, or I don't remember if it was called Infection Breaker.
You called it something, yeah.
Yes, but regardless, she was able to use it to slice the thread and basically cauterize the bottom so that that black goo won't leak through and spread to anybody else. It'll just get stuck in the tube.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And for my information,
you can call me Valentine. You can call me Valentine. That name is on the internet,
okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry. For my information, Threadbreaker is okay. It's not breaking further. It's not.
Threadbreaker is okay. Threadbreaker does not look any worse for wear as you're sort of gently cleaning and polishing. As soon as this comes off, you see that it's getting a lot better. However, you do notice one thing. You see on the blade, there are scratch marks from where Yuka cut this thing. So there was some amount of damage done to the blade. It's not significant. You don't think that like it would prevent you from using it again, but it is worth knowing that this type of action does cause wear and tear.
Yeah.
We were also like having to defend ourselves while the automaton was running away with us. So Yuka was basically holding out Cursebreaker and just letting it cut everything that got in the way.
Yeah.
Smart. Good one.
So there are some nicks, there's some scratches. Polishing it up should be fine. If you sharpen it, you should be fine. It's more just there is wear and tear. It's not immune.
I hope I did you proud, Throgyn.
Take care of it. Yes. I'm so proud of you. In fact, I have something for all of you. I know this is not like the planning that we wanted to do, but we can talk more later. I have something for all of you. That was what I was busy with. And I want to give it to you all. I have made rings for us, and they wait. Let me say this academically. I have made rings for us all that can refuel spells. We have 4 rings, so 1 for each of us. And it can recover a 3rd level spell slot or lower. It can do that twice a day for any of us, but only twice a day. So if you use it, Yuka, then if you and I use it, then Fig can't use it anymore.
Oh.
I've been working on this. I've been obsessive over this. I've made one for each of you. And I wanted to give it to you all. I give Cam one that's specifically mixed metals with a little piece of like earth that you can mold into your own like favorite shape on top of it. I give Fig one that has these like symbols and letters that I don't understand because I don't read.
It's like when people get a tattoo in Mandarin, but it just says like fart.
Yeah, but they all shift, so like it just says like FT5 XP, whatever.
It says like yellow on it, like.
Yes, the other symbols always shift, but yellow is always there. And then for Yuka, I thought you would like a relatively simple and useful and practical band. So I have a simple gold band for you, but within that gold band, there's a little tiny flower. I hope you like it.
This is very kind of you, Throgyn.
I love you. I was
okay.
Fellas,
it's
fellas, is
useful
it gay
for
to
our
give your male
journey
friend
ahead.
a ring and say I love you?
It's just very
Not if you
useful
say
for our
no.
journey ahead. There's no feelings behind this at all.
I mean, you Throgyn, you can. I'm uncomfortable with feelings of deep emotion, but it's friendship is a very
Magic.
powerful magic. Yep. Yes.
I've learned
Got
that
it.
from talking horses.
Kevin? What?
I hope it
Thanks,
all
I'm-
works out. I hope it helps us along
Things
the
I'm
way.
thinking on just
I hope that the designs are satisfactory to you guys.
Cam is just immediately distracted and looking which shape looks the coolest.
Throgyn,
Yes.
this is a very powerful and meaningful gift. You have my gratitude.
Throgyn is a bit nervous.
She's staring him in the
Specifically
eye.
about your approvals, Throgyn gets very nervous because you're staring him down like, and he's just there like, yes, like he means it. He this is very very important to him too, but he's also scared as shit.
Thank you.
With this, all of you gain these little rings. And Throgyn, what does your ring look like?
My ring, it looks like a feather that's been like wound around my finger. Specifically, I've put a lot of care into making sure that not only is it just like a piece of metal shaped like a feather, but it's also kind of got the structure of a feather. So the individual feather hairs are made from different metals, and I've made them very carefully so that, like, yeah.
Beautiful.
When I put it on my finger, it disappears between the feathers, so you don't see it, but
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
That's so sick. I love that.
We love and appreciate feather in this house. With that, you all have
Presents.
lovely little magic items. And Cam,
Huh?
you are going to see that there's a small, almost like spider web thin silk that travels between the four of them. Every single combination. Fig to Yuka, fig to Throgyn, fig to Cam. Every single combination between all of you. Making
What happens if I like put the hand behind my back? Does this thing go around me or through me?
Around you.
Okay, good to know.
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Does not have Bethesda physics.
Cam is just very easily distracted, and this seems like a useful thing to know. Like, I was
Fair
told
enough.
about magic. I'm not just asking questions about the thread itself. Just, oh, does it bend?
Yes, it bends. So, you all are going to take a long rest. I am going to roll some dice during your long rest.
You don't have to do that. There's no reason for dice rolling.
See, the really incredible thing is that you don't have to do any of that at all.
I know I
We
don't
solved
have
the
to.
mystery. We killed Fassel. That was the mystery, right?
How did I... Hang on. What? Hello?
I just saw
Hello?
the stream.
You
That
rolled a
is
zero.
really funny.
Hello?
Yeah, you're there.
Can I roll some more dice? There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, I
No,
tried to roll a
hey.
d4 and I got a 0. That's Anyways.
What's a DD?
A misspelling.
No, but is it like dice?
Yes, it's a dice
like
of dice.
It's a hypercube, but like a dice.
Yes, correct. You all take a long rest. You all hunker down, get out your tents, get out your sleeping rolls, and you spend the night outside of Ironcliff. The dwarvish woman who guards the gate, you notice that she still stays. She goes into her little guard hut. There's a lamp on for a while, and then it turns out. The rest of you have your evening and wake up the next morning with no unusual occurrences.
Okay.
A simple night.
So now what?
That's what you guys have to tell me.
You know, that's Cam asking, so now what?
We ought discuss what next we shall do. I would suggest confronting the creature of light.
And the other suggestion?
What else is there to do? We cannot go any deeper into Ironcliff to investigate if there is yet another major source of infection without greatly putting ourselves at risk.
You think going to the creature is gonna be any safer?
It will at the very least run less risk of infecting other people across the land. Reinfecting the Lady Verdant.
You don't have to be smart about it. Where?
I'm wary as well, Cam.
Oh no, I'm
it's-
not wary. I'm fucking terrified. But sure, same difference.
I mean, yeah, that
It's gonna be
I
pissed.
wasn't gonna say that, but yes,
Well,
that's
Well, Fig, what would you suggest?
maybe it's maybe don't say confrontation, um but maybe we can, I don't know, figure out if there's something that they require in exchange for a service or a boon. um I lots of um sort of beings on the higher planes appreciate deals or whatnot, or you know, certain deeds said in their name. I don't know their name though. Um but that's something that can, I don't know, give one at least a little bit of uh backup, or I suppose respect in a conversation. Um it's the I don't know if we can truly go in a, I don't know, head-to-head confrontation as we are.
I mean, not to present audacity to this deity, to this being, whatever it may be. However, it seems almost a certainty that at the heart of this lies a connection between them and us, and those who pull our strings. So it seems to me perhaps a necessity to involve this being again in some capacity, whether a deal, like you said, or something more or less. Throgyn.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, everyone. I'm going to send us into technical difficulty. 2. Hopefully back. Hello everybody. Sorry, we had a little bit of Wi-Fi issues there. We should be back and we should be able to play a little bit longer. Can I get verbal confirmation from all of my players just to make sure that you're here?
Hello.
Aye, aye.
Aye, aye, Captain.
We wait for May. Who's back in the stream? Let's go.
You should
Sing
get
to
a
me,
moderator.
Sing to me, Angel of Music.
Yep.
We're good. Okay, cool. Then, last thing I remember hearing was that Yuka was saying something about, I don't mean to be audacious when we speak to the being of light.
I mean, not to approach this with outright audacity. This is a celestial with whom we are speaking, after all. However, it seems evident at this point that the circumstances in which we find ourselves involve us, this being, the tragedians, and those who pull our strings in the place we cannot see. So, as unpleasant as it may be, it perhaps would be in our best interest to return to that place where we were, knowing now what we know, and perhaps try to gain more information and put an end to this once and for all. However unorthodox it may be, whether we make a deal or try something unusual.
Mm-hmm.
I fully stand behind Yuga. We're better off this time than we were last time. We can do this.
Yuka and Throgyn,
Did,
you both hear the tinkling of silver bells in your ear.
Hello?
It's just there.
Arcana check?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check, that's fine.
you do know that this time I've ripped off an appendage of this being, and last time I hadn't, right? Right.
You still have the cubic zirconia.
So what?
The little crystal. 17, by the way, Valentine.
With a 17, you are fairly confident that you saying you want to go back and this noise are connected.
Okay. Great, thanks.
Look, sometimes the Arcana check just tells you what you already know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would, before anything does occur, if I may gain some insight, I would like to use my augury, because as a spell I have,
Ooh!
and I'd like
Oh
to
yeah,
use
let's
it.
go! Oh yeah! Put it in chat and tell me how it works.
Yeah. So
I
it
definitely
is-
did not hear the word clock in that soundbite.
But yeah, so it's by using my divining tool or otherwise, it's about a course of action within the next 30 minutes, and it's just basically good, bad, sort of both, and then nothing.
Makes sense.
Oh, and I don't know what that button was for. I just pressed it. Anyway.
Don't be breaking my foundry. I need that.
Why did that roll a dice? It shouldn't roll a dice.
I
Anyway.
don't know. I don't know why it rolled the dice. It's fine.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
that's weird. Nobody look at that. Doesn't matter.
Don't look at it. Nobody
see.
look.
That means I'm immediately gonna.
I've looked.
Mhm. So I'd basically like to take my little incense sort of holder and basically I'm like using it as like a like a divining so like to me like
Spencer the
forward.
pendulum.
Pendulum, yes. Forward's good. Swinging backward, bad. Side to side, and then
Yeah.
nothing's just like straight down and not moving at all.
Sure, absolutely.
I think that'd be fun.
And what is your question, my dearest Fig?
Yes. Fig has a hard time with that, because I have a hard time with that. Will going to the being of light help diminish the plague that roams the land?
Ooh.
I never like calling it a plague. If anybody else has like, that's my
Condition? Affliction?
affliction. Affliction is good.
Will
Okay.
going to the being of
Um,
light reduce the affliction affecting this land?
Yes.
You will sit there holding your pendulum, and you will watch that it slowly. At first, you think it's rocking side to side as if in a maybe. However, you then realize that it's going counterclockwise around. You get the sense that maybe the question, it could go any direction, and you would need to specify. You do get the sense from your deity that he would humor an additional question.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's in the spell. I can do that, but
This is true, you can do this.
mhm. It's like, I hate interpreting. But yeah. So it's a possibility if we go up that something might change. It probably does depend on our actions on what that outcome will be.
You get a
Oh,
very
yeah.
strong, like vertical line on that one. A very strong yes on that.
It wasn't a question, but sure,
I know.
thanks for answering it.
I know it wasn't a question.
Valentine,
Your deity knows it wasn't a question.
Just so I, the human person, understand, what
Yeah.
was the strong yes?
It would likely
That
depend
our
on our
actions
actions.
matter.
Mhm.
One more time.
That it would likely depend on your actions.
Okay. Perfect. Fine.
Kind of the
Perhaps
thing
a
you already
question
knew. Again.
Perhaps a question to ask is whether meeting with the light being is more advantageous than going back into Iron Cliff.
Ooh.
Yep. So that's good. It's good, Yuka. So Fig focuses again, bringing it out in front, and is it better to stay within this realm, finding answers about the affliction, or to go to the being of light?
This is a yes and no.
Fig, the pendulum stops swinging completely. Fig, that was not a yes or no question. I don't know what you want.
Shall we go to Ironcliff for answers?
The pendulum starts swinging again. And you see that it swings towards no.
There we go.
The pendulum stops completely.
Fig like sort of like does like a flings out, but then it's like, fine, and then like brings my incense back to my hand to polish it up to answer it. It's like
Yuka gets the distinct sense. Like I think she growing up had a feeling that like certain Celestials who who do be playing games with their divination like this would get along really well with her mom. But this just like, oh, they get brunch. Dum Dum and the Lady Verdant get brunch.
Crazy.
Do you have any further questions, Fig?
No, I've done 3 that were fine, and then I put it away.
All right.
Okay, we're just not going back to Ironcliff. Just knock that off anybody's list. We're not going back there.
No.
We can go back when all is well. When all is healed,
Yeah.
as it will be. When the curse is broken, and the people are well, and the infection is eradicated.
You should
Yeah,
come by for dinner.
They might not let us back in, but that's on that. Yeah.
They will.
I bring rabbit for stew. I know just where to get a fine heart.
Fig is going to be cautious of anything Yuka gives him to eat. Just from now on.
You should have been cautious from day one, baby boy.
Yeah.
You don't know where that shit's been.
Yuka feels 0 waste.
Yuka is 0 waste, and she does like weird shit for money magically.
This is true.
That's how she met most of her friends, who aren't you guys.
I'm like, Yuka has other friends than us.
Yeah.
2. 1.
She's at least 2 of them. She's 3.
It's true. Also, yeah, I shouldn't. Fig has no room for anything. He just has like colleagues. Anyway.
Totally understandable. Academia is vicious. Also, Meryl absolutely counts as a friend. Are you just not friends with your wife?
No, she's your wife!
Man from 1950? Fuck!
You have been absent for quite a while.
Not in my own
It's wild that
volition.
Yuka's the
Not of
second
my own
most
volition.
sociable person in group.
They just can't
amazing.
they cannot handle her neurodivergent Riz.
So, you're not going to Ironcliff. Where are you going?
No.
I don't currently have a better option. It's if there are answers to be found, then we should try our best to seek them out.
There's
Fig, you begin hearing a silver bell tinkling in your ear.
Fig takes a couple deep breaths. He doesn't like this. It sounds too much like whatever the thing that you get when you only hear the thing in your ear, that it's the high-pitched thing, that it's awful.
tinnitus.
That's what I'm talking about. Tinnitus? Yep, that.
Throgyn wouldn't know that Yuka had it, right? The bells?
Correct.
Can I insight that Fig has them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Try to insight that Fig has them.
Go ahead. Roll for me.
There's insight? Ha! That's a 10.
With a 10, you can do it. With a 10, you can absolutely do it.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
Fig got fucking spooked.
I would just tell you, I'm like batting at my ear.
Fig, it's not gonna go away.
Sorry.
I do like the thumb on my like tongue thing, and it's just
It doesn't go away. What kind of check can I roll to see if we can just go? Because If we can't just, like, go, I have a spell we can use.
Ooh, tell me about that spell.
It's called Contact Other Plane.
Sure is.
You mentally contact a demigod, the spirit of a long-dead sage, or some other mysterious entity from another plane. Contacting this extra-planar intelligence can strain or even break your mind. When you cast the spell, make a DC 15 intelligence saving intelligence.
Intelligence, no!
On a failure, you take 6d6 psychic damage and are insane until you finish a long rest. While insane, you can't take actions, can't understand what other creatures say, can't read, and speak only in gibberish. I think it'd be really funny if Yuka just ends up talking to me if she goes insane.
Well,
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Yuka, how are you going to go and chat with the being wreathed in light?
I think she's going to set up a ritual space, and if there's not, like, another way that's super evident of how to get there and how to contact them, she's just going to sit and start divining and meditating like she normally does.
Go on ahead.
Divining and meditating takes a while, right?
This only takes 1 action and 1 minute, I'm pretty sure. Let me double
What do you
check
want to do,
really
Cam?
quick.
Well, given that people have decided it's a good idea to meet, like, the creature that Cam's terrified of, Cam is gonna quickly write a living will and drop it in the nearest, like, fey portal.
The writing part, you can absolutely do. The finding the nearest fey portal is going to take more time.
No, there was one not that far away, outside of Ironcliff.
Cam, if you need
I
a
would be
face,
willing to ball shape into something fast just to
This
drop
is
it
true.
in there.
This is true.
Cam just,
you
like,
also-
frantically makes a circle out of grass beneath their feet.
We also have like an extra trainer.
Oh, wait,
being
I'm
that's,
a
like, under
fae.
contract with us.
Yeah, we
so,
have a bellboy.
yeah,
Hello?
if you need that.
We have a courier.
No way! He shows up in a cowboy hat.
Howdy.
Howdy.
I just thought I was gonna do something. I didn't mean to, like, summon.
Isn't
He-
thinking the
he's
same
made it
thing as
happen.
doing?
What?
Isn't thinking the same... Hang on.
He sounds like
Death by
he's
heat.
Serbian.
Death by he.
Isn't
Isn't thinking the same thing as doing?
To some creatures, maybe. But since you're here anyway, how were the cookies? And could you drop something off for me?
They were delicious? And yes, I can.
Okay, great. And then I'll, like, write 4 sentences of all my shit goes to, like, either honey or dad, depending on in which plane people get notified of my death first.
Fair enough. I know one thing. I can't get this to the Feywild, but I can get this to your family who can get it to the Feywild.
Yeah, sure. You update this stuff all the time. It's no problem.
Perfect. I'll do it that way then.
I won't give it to that one shitty ass cousin, right?
He's gonna give it to Petra.
Don't give it to the shitty cousin.
What? Wait, which cousin?
The
I
shitty
feel like we should know this person.
You can
I'm
give it either to Cor or to Camilla. Both named Croft. Both on, like, the south village, like the south farming down here, like down from Ironcliff. If you can't find either of those, you tie it with, like, a string to the color of the dog that's there. Otherwise,
Alright,
you return it
I
back
can do
to
that.
me.
I can do that.
Great.
And hands, like, he holds out his hand that's in, like, the little white bellboy's glove.
Fig's a notary, right?
Fig's a notary, this
It
works.
doesn't have to be notarized. That's the
Can-
thing with a living will.
Certifies
You can
the
just
will.
put a little bit of magic in there.
Yuka, no,
Right.
I'm not. I've written some memories, but they have been fake ones. Anyway.
Academic fraud, academic fraud,
What?
academic fraud, academic fraud.
Anyways,
takes
I'll be
so
off unless you
long.
need something.
Bye.
I mean, unless you want to keep talking about your
Take
academic
this as
fraud,
an
that's completely allowed.
I would prefer to keep talking to you over going where we're going, but I don't think people want me to procrastinate this shit any longer.
Yuka's gonna start the ritual while he's still there. While he is in
Whoa,
plain
whoa, whoa,
view.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Hang on, I'm inside the circle. Let me move.
Also, Raku, yes, intelligence is the stat one uses to cast mansplaining. Okay. I'm casting in 3, 2, 1. Cast.
Cast. Yuka,
Competitive spellcasting.
you make your ritual circle, and you prepare yourself to connect with things other than yourself. As you sit there, the lines you've drawn above the ground. Yes, Faye?
I sit down next to Yuka, and with my I'm trying to me knee touching. I'm like, guidance.
Oh my god.
Sig, I have to ask you, is guidance the one that works on saving throws?
Oh, it's true. I don't know. Ability check. Yeah, sorry, no.
Do you have aid? Do you want to give Yuka aid?
No, I don't think I have that. It would just be I'm not gonna do Death Ward currently. And everything else is sort of.
Well, the
Yeah.
most damage she could take is 36. So I think she'll be fine. But she'll be functionally unable to communicate and take actions after she, does this.
How is it 36?
6 times 6.
Would sending work? Because it's directly to your mind? Or would that not
Yes, it
work?
would, because it only says that you cannot speak or write communicatively.
Hmm. Okay. I don't have sending, so someone will have to initiate.
Yep.
Yuka,
Okay.
as you sit there.
Let me make that save first. Oh, I made it! I just barely made it.
Yay! Yuka, as you sit there, you feel where you've drawn your lines above the ground. And you start to you feel your consciousness extend down. First, you find the roots of saplings, of seedlings. Things dropped, things not yet deep-rooted. You find the roots of prairie grasses. And then you find the mycelium. You've seen this before, you've felt this before, but this is not what you're looking for right now. You thank the earth, you thank the plants. You give a little bit of a look to the mycelium, and you move onwards. You find bones, calcium deposits, fossils, detritus, and rot. And this is not who you're trying to speak to either. So you give a nod to the beasts and continue onwards. You follow these roots, these feathers, these fur. You follow them until they break the ground, reaching the sky. You feel wind. You can see for miles. But none of this is what you're looking for either. And so you keep reaching upwards. You see the weavers, the ones making tapestries of silk. And you follow their threads along their looms, along the coils. Up, 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 woven tighter and tighter until you can find 4 threads. 1 off of a tiefling of purple. 1 off of a bird of black. 1 off of an orc of ochre. And 1 off of you. And Yuka, what do you do with these threads?
I pull them.
Which direction?
I pull them upward.
And all 4 of you are going to feel yourselves briefly lose contact with the ground.
Yeah.
For those of us who are not adventurers in this fantasy world, it's the first moment on a roller coaster where you start to fall. That brief moment of being untethered from gravity. To our adventurers, it's disorienting. I don't think any of you have fallen quite like this before. Maybe Feather has. Maybe Throgyn has, I should say.
I think it's a very gentle thing. It's mostly a like boop, boop, like she just a teeny tiny amount of slack, and then she lets them go very gently. But mostly what she's going to do is she's just going to like follow them up almost like a tether on a spacewalk.
Cam, it feels like that moment before you were swallowed by the stress. That weightlessness.
Yeah, no. Cam's gonna be like one of those like camouflagey squids, in that their colors are just all over the freaking place, and like the skin is like no longer scaly in some bits but still purple, and then skin toned but still scaly. They're just very much, yeah.
The
And then
chromatophores are just going.
And then you all feel your feet reach nothing. You're standing. You no longer feel like you're falling. But if you focus, you don't feel anything under your feet.
Oh, no,
It's almost
I'm sorry.
as if... Go ahead. Go ahead, May.
It's the feeling of when you think you've got another step below you, but you don't, and then you step off it, and it's that just the entire time.
Yeah. You all find yourself in a room of pitch blackness. There is no light here. You're unable to judge how much space you have effectively. Easily. What you see is you see 4 threads. And once you can see those 4 threads, you can find the 4 of you. And then you see a 5th thread. A little bit different. It's clear. See-through like fishing line. And slowly you see a light begin to form at the end of it. And you all feel that presence again. Yuka, you passed your saving throw, so you are not insane right now. Congratulations.
Yay.
Hello. Welcome back.
Greetings.
This is the same voice as the light being.
This is the same voice. I think I'm using a different voice because my throat kind of is sick right now.
No, that's fine. If I can locate where it is, like from me, I want to hide behind someone.
Absolutely, you can do this. Do you want to roll me a stealth check?
Yuka will put herself in front of anyone who wants to be behind her, if that helps you at all.
I'll puff out my feather so I'm a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
17.
No, you're hiding behind somebody. Who are you hiding behind?
Great.
Hello, my lady.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's new.
Yuka will give a deferent bow.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
We come to resolve the ongoing situation, curse, affliction, infection, whatever best describes that which crosses the land and harms the people.
The
We've
light
come
in
to end
front of
it.
you. The light in front of you flares just a little bit before going back to its more gentle, yellowy orange light. I thought you already had the information you needed to test it.
Respectfully, we four are but mortal beings, and occasionally
dumbasses.
There's just a sound that's like behind us. It's just like we're dumbasses.
require the
Cam,
use of
Cam, Cam,
blunt.
please take inspiration. Please take inspiration.
Where do
The three of you. Actually, no, not the three of you, because you're
On occasion, the situation demands blunter instruments.
all of you
Okay,
are in front of
continue.
Cam, so none of you see this. Cam, you see that your thread, like this small little glowing bead of light, travels down it until it reaches you.
Cam just goes, fuck, what does this mean? Fuck. Oh no.
That's it.
Well, we have managed to utilize tools available to us to quell some. We recognize we are likely treating the symptom and not the cause.
Where do you think the cause is?
I try to whisper to Cam like right now. It's like, hey, do you see any of the black wires?
Do I?
I know it's pitch black, but I still want...
Cam has a 23 passive perception.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. No. You don't see any of the wires.
Mhm.
You do see tendrils. Like the tendrils that were trying to escape from Ironcliff. And you see them just barely in front of the being made out of light. So that her corona ends up hiding them in the shadows.
I don't want to talk. But I do want to.
Here, I'll do a sending on Cam so that I don't have to say it out loud.
Well, Cam, you hear Fig's voice inside of your head.
Mhm.
Asking me if I see anything.
Yes.
Mhm.
Can I reply?
Yes, I believe so.
And can answer in a manner immediately.
Yep.
So I'll describe as quickly as possible just the no wires, yes tendrils, and then look in like the edges of the light.
Mhm. And then I sort of like nudge the other two, and I'm just like,
Oh no, we're gonna go bad spy movie.
I'm really bad at it, but it's fine. I'm not even rolling for, like, stealth or deception.
I was gonna say, do you want a sleight of hand this? Like, what's the plan here?
No.
Alright,
No,
you
no.
both get nudged. You're being nudged.
Mhm.
It is my suspicion that this originates from far beyond our world. That which is responsible for the quality of dimensionality of those that has been revealed to us after our encounters with you and learning greater truths of the world, our encounters in the Feywild, our encounters with the merchant. This originates beyond that which we can touch in this world to some extent. And it's not a matter of we do not know what tools we need to fix this situation. We do not know how to put them in an order that would actually fix it. We do not know how to use them in the way that they should be used in order to resolve this. And until then, we will only be treating the symptom and not the cause.
And how is my merchant?
Girl, you tell me. Okay. He sounds ill today. Although I imagine that has something to do with screaming at the television screen.
He gets
When you can't tell if it's an Osei dig or an Issei dig.
He was playing too much Fortnite and got very tilted, ma'am.
Tilted Towers? Ooh? Sorry. I see. Well, you think you're treating symptoms. You think you have the components for a cure, but not how to apply them.
I.
What do you ask of me, adventurers?
If I could just have a clarifying moment, if you don't mind.
Of course.
From whence did the being we encountered named Tragedium come from?
You have a lot of questions today.
Yeah.
How
that does
about we
happen.
play a little bit of a game with it?
Oh, for God's sake.
No.
I'll answer all of your questions truthfully. No lies, no obfuscations, as truthfully as I am able. As truthfully as I can. And in exchange, whoever asks the question must sacrifice something. But I get to pick what.
Yeah, I was gonna ask who gets to pick that.
I saw your little Feywild journey. Some of your sacrifices were to the letter, but not to the spirit.
Do you want to marry me too? That's not a question. That's not a question. That's not something I'm going to give up yet, but...
This little bird understands.
You are a great deity. Surely you understand witchcraft necessitates an amount of precaution and discretion. Careful reading of deals is what keeps us alive.
This is true. But that's fine in instilling guidelines.
Instill them you may.
So,
I shall ask a question.
Well, let's first give the chance to Fig. Fig, did you want yours answered?
No, I'm good.
Oh, Fig!
He is recognizing the my merchant comment and the fact that we have a book made out of this skin of a thing and doesn't like that.
That's fair. That's super fair. Well then, Yuka.
We never liked the book made out of skin.
You had a question.
And bones.
And muscle and blood.
Sweat and tears too.
Why not?
Great.
Yuka.
What
believe you had-
exact application of the tools we have will end the curse and cure the infection for good?
For my understanding, before I answer that question, and this does not cost you anything extra, would you list the tools you have access to?
Guys, help me.
We
have- We
The
have
DM is
curse
using
Uh,
phone a friend.
Curse
I'm phoning a friend. We have Cursebreaker, and we have the knowledge that we are 3-dimensional and everyone around us are 2-dimensional. We have the strings to each other. We have that cubic zirconia crystal that came out of the infection tumor excision from the Lady Verdant.
We've Verdant. Yep. We've at
We've
least
got
from the DM that we did cure Lady Verdant by using those things, including like I think I like remove curse and like greater restoration. Like
Yep, and a lot of
those things.
Cursebreaker stuff as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
we also know about the wires and the tendrils, which we
Yep,
can
so
see, but other people can't.
dropping goo into Vassal. I'd say it like it was called anyway.
Called
Sorry.
Shaw, baby.
Oh,
Okay.
We know,
I-
we know about our gold like threads, but also the clear. Did you guys see the clear ones, or did I just me see the clear one?
Yuka for sure
One.
saw the clear one that was connected to Vassal. I don't know if there's another clear one that you're talking about that like
There was a
spiderwebby thread.
there was a fifth one here, which was clear. I just don't know if that was a Cam sees it or everyone sees it thing.
Cam sees it. It's connected to the creature of light.
In that case, like, given that Yuka is gonna list the things we know, I will whisper that I see a clear threat to the light creature.
Okay. For the
I
sake
don't
of the
know
narrative,
I don't know if Yuka would share that necessarily, but it is something we have.
the wires that connect the four of us, the wires that connect us to you, the black wires that connect from planes beyond and the tragedians, and the substance, what oozes from them and uses them as their means of transport to the people of Gurunk. We have the knowledge that we are 3-dimensional and others are 2-dimensional. We have Cursebreaker. We have a small token, which I believe comes from you, that was made apparent to us and physical to us after the excision of the infection from the Lady Verdant.
Cam.
Mm-hmm.
And let me check something really quick. I need to check Yuka's character sheet. Which means the cams on the stream are just going out for a second. Let's see.
Yowie!
Yes. And I need to check Fig. Where is Fig? Fig, where are your stats? There are your stats. No.
This feels invasive.
What feels invasive?
This is between me and my doctor, actually. I don't have to share this with
I am your doctor.
I don't believe that man has ever been to medical school.
Fig.
Mhm.
Give me a second. Throgyn, what's going on here?
What
Not enough.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. Actually, maybe I should check Cam. Like, I think Cam passes it, but I'm not sure. Okay, yes. Cam.
I'm assuming we're talking perception.
We're not, actually. That's why I needed to check.
Oh, no.
Because if it was perception, it would have been,
Oh,
yes,
cam
absolutely,
passes?
Cam passes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what then do I...
Cam.
It's only cam pass.
Only Cam passes.
And it's not perception.
It's not
Good at
perception.
perception, and that's about it. No, that's not true, but insight, maybe?
Cam. You see that when Yuka mentions a small token of you, the creature of light stops. Like, it's not much. It's just the briefest little, like, stopping of all motion before continuing again. You think they didn't know this. With those tools.
Answer my
This
question.
it happens
True
like
and
in the
full.
second.
Hmm?
It's like golden threads to us, one to you, wires, and then the second they say like the token from you,
Yes.
that's the moment
Yes.
they freeze. Then the
Yes,
second
correct.
they freeze, I say freeze to Yuka.
Oh.
Answer my question. Full and true. And you can take from me what it is you wish.
Very well.
Whiskey.
As you already know, Cursebreaker is a very powerful object. Applied correctly, you are able to destroy almost anything with its blade. For the price of a magic item's life, you could cut out the source. Source breaker, infection breaker. I'd go with the former. However, that requires you knowing exactly where the source is. So, should you try to track that down, you have options. You have the strings that, as you know, will bring you places of interest. You also have a few ways to ask more powerful beings for assistance. And Fig, you get the distinct sense that you are being looked at.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. We'll get there. I have a
However,
plan. We'll get there.
the more pressing matter, and this is one that only you can answer for yourself, is how do you wish to approach that? Through words? Through combat? Through deals? Or through a challenge all its own?
Anyway, just for Valentine, I've been liking the challenges, just letting you know. So
I do like the challenges quite a bit.
So I'm just gonna like pull back the emerald curtain for a second here. I don't love running combat in D&D, just because it's not my favorite thing to do. I also don't think it makes good like gameplay. Like I think gameplay is fun, but I don't think it makes good gameplay to watch. So I've been really leaning heavily towards skill challenges. I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. That makes me happy to hear. Yay.
Mhm.
I suppose
good.
it is in the nature of the beast itself. Or I should say, the problem, the affliction, the source itself. I wish to meet it where it is, and defeat it honorably with my comrades.
Then
Can I'd like to do in like oh what I want to do a check.
yes, Fig.
I want
I'd
some
like-
control over this situation, please.
I'd like to do a history check because that's what I'm best at. Or no, I have religion.
Yes, Fig.
That sounds good. Yeah, that's fine. I'd like. I want to know if like this is the real deal and it's not something trying to put a facade up that it's something else.
Ugh.
Ooh, that. Ooh, okay.
Ugh.
You want to roll history for that? What? How is
No,
history gonna help you?
I was gonna go more religious
Most
then. I was
most
gonna-
famous betrayers in history.
Oh,
Judas looking motherfucker.
I think that's the wrong history, but sure.
you can roll me religion, but it's gonna give you funny answers.
Yeah, that's fair. It's either that or Arcana, if that would be.
Yuka.
But that would be more like what are they doing to try? But that's not work.
Could also just insight.
You can just insight.
You're,
Insight is a skill you can use.
you are a
Yeah,
cleric. You should be able
Yeah,
to
it's
like
that-
wisdom shit.
yeah, it's not.
Yes, Fig.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. It's like I look real hard, and the light looks like light.
Sure does. Sure does, Fig. Well, you aren't able to tell if the light is like lying to you or hiding anything. It looks like light. You know that in very few Garunkian myths, light is seen as a good thing. There are beings of light. There are beings of light that provide illumination. They provide information. However, it's never portrayed as an exclusively good thing. It is always portrayed as a thing. Tom Tom, which is probably the myth that you would be the most familiar with, Fig. Tom Tom is a craftsman who lost his eyesight after he learned too much.
Yep.
So you're not able to basically apply your religious knowledge into this being to see whether this being is telling the truth or is hiding something.
Yeah.
Oh, Yuka,
If you, yeah, go ahead.
I believe it is time for your payment.
I should certainly expect that what I will be giving truly will come from me and will
And you-
not come from other people.
It will. And you see what looks to be like a stream of star stuff comes out of the light and wraps towards you. And you watch as it wraps around the wrist of your right arm. It doesn't hurt you. You do see a marking in Primordial appear, right where a watch face would sit. And it says 10 years.
Bitch. Bitch.
Sorry, I really want to call he here, but I also don't want to make you do the voice.
You can make
Also,
me do the
that sounds like a
voice.
terrible idea.
I just think it'd
Oh my
be
god,
funny.
wait, no, you can just write in the book, be like, yo, what up? Like, whip the phone out and just start DMing him.
I reach
We're
into
besties.
Throgyn's bag, and I'd be like,
Oh.
what is up with this?
Guys, can I interrupt for another technical difficulties break?
Would you like a technical difficulties break, or would you like a bio break?
I specifically cannot move my cursor. I cannot move my cursor at all, and
Thumbs up. Good to know. All right. What's gonna happen is we're going to take a small little break. We will be back at 7:38. So that's 10 minutes.
Val, if
You'll
you
have
can, you should play the technical difficulty music.
I can't because I'm going to send us into break time, but I love you.
Love you.
Anyways, we'll see y'all in a bit. Yeah, boy, here we go. All right, welcome back, everybody. We have taken a little bit of a break. I've had a quick chat with my players, and we are going to end our session in probably about the next 30 minutes here. So they are going to start wrapping up their questions for today, but they will get the chance to chat with Light again as long as they don't leave. So, we had answered Yuka's question. Yuka had gained a tattoo on her wrist in Primordial that says 10 years. That is where we had paused on our little game.
I am grateful for your time and for your answer.
As I am.
What more would you take from me were I to ask something else?
As cliche as it is, I wouldn't take one of your parents yet. You've already lost that. What about yourself? You've taken your time, but what about your appearance? How much of that would you give up?
I wouldn't know until it happened.
No, you wouldn't.
Fig?
Yeah. I you're okay with this? And I gesture to your wrist.
He doesn't know what this says, right?
I don't know, does Big read Primordial?
No. I just want to get Yuka's thoughts on it.
She just kind of like looks at it and then looks at him like, and puts her hand down.
I mean, it is I have really no idea what expression is on Yuka's face at any time, but I'm gonna guess it's workable. I have a query. And
Yes.
that is, you mentioned in your answer to Yuka that we may have to bring the I just go like, I do like a blank noise, like zzz, breaker, because that's I don't like calling it a name when we're not using it.
The light like flickers a little bit as if it's like chuckling.
To the source. I would like to ask if you have interacted with the source.
Good question, researcher. I suppose I have. No, even saying that much might be misleading.
I did think that was a yes or no question.
Would you like a yes or no answer?
Please?
Yes.
I appreciate your forthrightness.
Of course. In exchange, I've made your pack a little bit lighter. Only by about 20 sheets of paper.
Have you done it, or can I look?
If you look,
you
will notice that Vassal's thesis is no longer in your bag.
Yeah, it's fine. I was holding on to that for many, many petty reasons.
Are you gonna publish it under his name? You don't have any science credentials.
Well, neither did he.
You want
I
your name
mean-
on that work, my friend.
I mean, no, it's just.
In memoria, Mufasa. His
No, it's
bachelor
just,
thesis that he never finished.
Yeah, it was for petty reasons, and now he's dead, so I probably would have, like, okay, I don't need these any longer, but I probably would have, like, looked at them more closely because of how he died with a rabbit heart? Question mark?
Sure did.
So, yeah.
That will be explored in a later session.
I thank you for your time.
And I for yours.
You got anything? And then I nudge Feather.
I'm not speaking to you, Bean, for a second. I'm speaking only to my friend, so any hypothetical question I may ask is not for you.
Before you keep going, is Feather computers to anyone else?
Feather's a little bit
Yes.
computers, but it's manageable computers.
Feather, can you just
I
mute
love being
yourself and then unmute yourself?
Is this better?
No, okay, it's
Little
fine.
bit.
It's
Okay.
manageable. It's manageable.
It's alright, it's alright. You're just gonna be computers.
I recently drew Hykernaut on
No! Get out of here! Wrong campaign!
someone's I like, yeah. I
That will be explored in a
I'm
later
not-
season.
I am not willing to give up one of the tools at our disposal. And if I were to ask a question, I would not have any choice in what would be taken.
Correct.
Okay.
So I don't have any questions.
But do you have any
Very-
questions that someone else could ask?
Or
Only violent ones. We shouldn't ask those to keep peace.
yeah, Feather, I'm
I
yeah,
do believe we already have our answer
with
to
you.
those.
Yep. I'm with
We'll
you
be
on that.
met with a swift and punishing consequence.
Mhm. Yep.
Yuka, I had a thought.
Do tell me.
You seem to like the concept of vaccines. It's occurred to me that you have two people here who can fly. Or almost fly. There is a possibility where you create an airborne dispersal vector. Just enough to boost immunity. You don't
And it
have
would
all the
not be
tools at your disposal yet, but you're close.
And it would not be enough to eradicate or prevent this illness from coming back more resilient.
That's up to how you craft it, I suppose.
Enough to drive it to extinction. It could be crafted. I do have a question for you.
Damn it, Yuka.
What, in entirety, is your involvement and direct hand in the black cords, the tendrils, and the black ooze?
My hand?
Yes, you
cannot answer this question without you being more specific on who the you is.
She. Can I
What
break
is-
the fourth wall? Can I break the fourth wall? Do I have permission? Please, 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 Valentine, do I have permission to break the fourth wall? She is going to use that horrible tunnel vision to connect with this guy. Extrapolate from that there is probably an equivalent this guy for light. And she's going to look at you, Valentine, in the face. You.
Yes. Your answer is yes. Now, for your payment. 3 weeks prior to now, I will take your son. Not permanently, just long enough to get you here. And Yuka, you get a flash of Shinda with blonde hair.
You will take him?
Temporarily, yes.
That does not mean you will harm him. That
No.
does not mean you will neglect him. That does not mean you will mistreat him.
As you already know, he is returned to you fine and uninjured.
Just with trauma.
And I should state to you, O celestial being of light, O you behind the curtain, that you should not concern yourself with the consequence of my having lost him. You should concern yourself very much with his mother.
Yuka, what's your passive perception?
Not very good, I don't think.
No, it's not.
Let's double check. It's 10 plus regular perception?
Yes.
13.
Yuka, you feel something cold wrap around your ankle.
Yeah.
Cam, and I think Fig as well, you would both see one of these tendrils basically grip around Yuka's ankle and wrap back on itself.
Right.
It doesn't pull. It doesn't try and throw you off balance. However, Yuka, it is freezing your blood. It is a touch that, as it is touching you, it is the same feeling you got the first time Mother Wolf put her jaws near your face. Even though it was playing, it sent fear through you that froze your blood. It is that fear.
I say this not to threaten, but to warn. For hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Indeed.
There is no rage like that of a mother missing her babe.
Indeed.
Can I do ascending? I'm doing sending for the last time. It's my last.
It just says in all caps to Yuka, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Basically, yes.
So he's just going, no,
Stop angering the being in front of us.
I love that half the party is like, we
Please.
should shut up, and the half the party is like, we should kill God.
Man, if only the party could agree. We're gonna have to split them at this rate.
You
Fig is like, I think you should stop talking, and Yuka's like, I think Light should stop being such a fucking bitch.
Sunny Sunny, I'm really tempted to just use banishment right now.
It's like,
No!
get out of here! Get out of here! Okay, I'm
Mostly-
done. I'm done. I've said my piece. I'm done.
Mostly so that you stop talking to it.
Friendly fire banishment,
Go
let's
to the dynamic
go!
plane.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'd listen to your friend Yuka.
She just looks. She doesn't say anything. She just looks.
Now,
You have your payment.
yes, and you have your answer. Now, is there a last question? Or shall I send you where you wish to go?
Where should we wish to go?
To the source.
Oh, your friend answered very quickly. I almost feel like I can't rightfully accept payment for that. So, Throgyn, what payment do you take from Fig?
If I want you to give me a hug, and then you can have all of your other hugs that you may want to give people yourself. I just want one hug.
I also have
If that's all right with
snacks.
you. You got a snack? Do you have one of those little cakes from the fairy realm?
Yeah, I usually don't. I don't like. I don't eat them that much. I don't like these
I
like
would like
sugary
one of those.
sweets. Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of didn't realize you were asking another question. I thought, no.
A price is paid. Well then, who goes willingly and who goes unwillingly?
I
Cam,
shall willingly go.
you see a tendril starting to snake towards you along the floor.
A black one?
A black one.
I don't like this. I also don't like the one touching Yuka. Cam's also like kind of very much frozen. They really don't want to be noticed, so I will watch it, and if it like lunges at any one of us, I want to try and grab it.
You watch it. And then you watch as it doesn't lunge necessarily, in so much as it just sort of arrives. And you see that it starts to curl around the back of Fig's ankle.
Clarifying point. Because Yuka did contact other plane, that was like
Yes.
a mental leap. We didn't actually physically go to a location.
Yes, and
It can be sent to the
you
source anyway.
watch as the tendril phases through Fig's leg.
Mhm.
Fig, you get the distinct feeling that something tried to grab you, but didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt you, it's just it couldn't get you.
Yeah.
Do I get the feeling that we're watching this like through Yuka? That
No,
only Yuka
not
is
at all.
there, like,
You think that you're there.
but Fig isn't. Can I poke Fig? It's like
Can you poke Fig?
that's. I want to try and poke Fig.
Do you poke Fig?
Yes.
Okay. You poke Fig. Poke, poke.
Uh,
Um, Sure, but you can mentally poke me with your astral projection. That's fine. I'm just saying that we're not here. Here is not a physical location.
Now that Fig says that, Cam, as you look at that, you do notice that like the very edges of your form are just a itty bitty bit see-through.
I think for me it is a physical location though.
Throgyn,
I
you're
know
not
where I am.
see-through.
I think for Yuka, the line is blurred enough because, like, she astral projects and she goes odd places and she does odd shit between the spiritual and the physical all the time. So there will be a physical consequence to whatever has happened here spiritually.
I see two willing. Shall we depart?
Yes.
Well then, enjoy the source. Your source. And Yuka, you feel the tendril around your ankle pull.
Yep.
Can
Yes, Fig, yes.
the moment they get pulled away, I'd like to do locate creature because I get a sense of what direction they go off in.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Thank
Fig,
you.
I'll do you last. Yuka, Throgyn. Throgyn, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
Yuka,
Mm.
you feel your leg get torn out from under you. It's
Oh.
not. It's. You're not taking damage, but it is very much a oh no. As you fall, you notice that you never hit ground. At some point, you stop falling once you're horizontal, but you never like contact anything, and you are just pulled towards light. Throgyn, what was your dexterity saving throw?
A 10.
Throgyn, you feel like the belt around your back get yanked forwards as you are now basically being pulled backwards in the same direction Yuka is.
Scary.
You feel
That's rude.
you feel in this very small area where this tendril contacts the back of your body, this same like frozen fear. It's like ice through your veins. In your case, you think this is more a side effect than something intended to happen. Cam and Fig, Fig, you notice nothing. I mean, you notice them being pulled away, but Cam, you feel something try to grab around your chest and phase through you. You see another one of these tendrils basically being pulled away from you and Fig at a very high rate. Yuka and Throgyn, you're being pulled along what passes for ground here until you reach the feet of this construct of light. And the closer you get, the brighter it gets, and the more it hurts your eyes to look at them. And then you feel almost as if this writhing mass of tendrils around you. They stop being tendrils and they turn into more this single fluidic substance. If any of you have ever made like cornstarch oobleck, it's that. It's this like fluid. It's this. I hope it's called a non-Newtonian fluid. Otherwise, I'm going to be really embarrassing myself on the internet here. It's this fluid that, as you're pulled directly against it, it hardens up. And the moment you start to slow down, you're allowed to flow through it like water.
A non-Newtonian fluid, anyway.
It's a non-Newtonian fluid. Let's go!
Ooh.
Until you feel your
Okay.
leg being pulled down through a pinhole at the center of this mass. Fig, you see them shoot away from you. Are you tracking Yuka or are you tracking Throgyn?
Throgyn, because Yuka's more likely to polymorph, and I can't track that.
You're tracking Throgyn. You feel Throgyn get yoinked away. You feel this first contact where Throgyn hits this mass and just pauses for a brief second before being pulled away, somehow at the same speed at which he was being pulled earlier, even though that makes no sense for how this fluid functions. You feel as Throgyn himself begins unraveling ever so slightly, almost as if he's melting into this mass, this solid form, slowly flaking away under the liquid into an ink-like substance. And then you feel this pinhole at the center of this vortex that he gets pulled down through. And Fig, you recognize that you and Cam have a single split-second decision to make. You may follow the both of them and help them, or you may decide it is not your problem and leave permanently.
I'm
Oh,
not
say?
leaving permanently.
I'm going to say, as your DM, when I say permanently, I mean roll 44, drop the lowest.
Yeah. No, I'm going in after them.
Yeah, obviously. I don't want to, but like I want to.
I'm not letting you
Fig.
split the party.
Yay! My players love me and won't split the party. Fig, what does it look like as you follow them?
Oh, it's the only time you've ever seen Fig sprint, and it's really funny. It's just like he like hooks an arm around Cam, sort of like weirdly like thrown up onto his shoulder,
No,
and then
no, I'm not a sack of potatoes.
If you're not a sack of potatoes, you're easy to carry.
it's like a something like a, I don't know, like a windshield wiper that I'm just like pushing along. Then
I was gonna
Cam-
roll tip into something fast, but if I'm gonna be a sack of potatoes, then I guess I'm gonna be
Well,
a sack
no,
of potatoes.
You
you're
can still
probably gonna be
file
faster.
shape.
Yeah, you could. That's
You can
probably
be a
faster
snake.
than what I'm doing. But yeah, so it's like you don't know if you've seen Fig sprint. You don't know if it's gonna happen again. But
It's happening now.
yeah, he's going to use guidance on himself so that hopefully his dexterity to sprint toward this thing is not awful.
Fig, as you sprint forwards, you are going to be given the chance to make either an insight check or a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you like to make?
Let's see. I think
You will be able to follow Throgyn and Yuka no matter what the result of this roll is.
they're about the same, but my insight was bad last time, so we're doing perception. Ooh, baby. There we go, guidance. Thank you.
Guidance coming in clutch.
So
With a 21, Fig, as you get closer, you realize that you will be able to make it. You will be able to join this mass before it finishes flowing through this pinhole. Your first step into this non-Newtonian fluid, you feel for the first time you've been here, real, actual solid underneath your feet, and you're able to speed up just a little bit. As you are running towards where Throgyn and Yuka disappeared, it is taking you directly towards this creature of light.
Yep.
And then you realize, the moment you step just barely into its personal space, just a step closer than you think you could get without being burned, what is pointed at you is a hooded lantern. It's a hooded lamp, making it seem like there's a star or a sun in front of you, when in reality, all that is there is a light being held by a tragedian. And then you feel yourself slide through that pinhole. Cam, you also see this because you have high passive perception.
Those
Uh,
say.
You see one. You don't see anything else as you go through this pinhole, but you do hear. You hear a thought from Yuka. It's a small voice, maybe 4. And it says, "Mr. Rabbit, why do you run?"
I didn't pick up that one. You're a bit too quiet to be
Oh,
picked up from me.
and it says, "Mr. Rabbit, why do you run?" And that's where we'll end our session for today.
Me getting the reference. Anyway.
Makes references that I know my players will get.
Because if they want to kill you, first they have to catch you.
So, my dearest players, that's where we're going to end our session for today. A little bit of a shorter session. Thank you for letting me cut that. Not next week, because next week we will be off. But July, give me a second. July 6th for sure we will have a game. I cannot remember if I scheduled one for June 29th as well. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of plot, my dearest players. And I cannot wait to hear what you guys think is coming next. So.
X to doubt, X to doubt, X to doubt, X to doubt.
You passed the quick time event. It was a tragedian with a lantern. Are you happy? So, my dearest players, I know at least one of you has something to plug, so go plug yourself.
Say it different.
No. Sunny K, where can people find you?
People can find the music that you heard in this stream, including a newer track that'll be on its way soon. It needs a little bit of tweaking still. At heysunnyk.bandcamp.com. There is music available there to download for a very modest price, and if you do not care for the music and you do not want to purchase or download, that's fine. If you have money that's burning a hole in your pocket, there are a number of really excellent causes that could use some valuable financial contribution at this time, because there's a lot of really buck wild stuff that's happening in the world right now. The one that is nearest and dearest to my heart at the moment within the United States and North America are Canadian wildfire relief funds. You can donate to the Canadian Red Cross, and they will provide direct support to individuals who have been affected by the wildfires in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Within the United States is the Trevor Project, which is during the month of June, especially relevant, but is relevant year-round. Supporting LGBTQ plus youth and young adults in the United States, supporting them with resources that they need to be happy, healthy, well, get connected with other queer individuals who are there to lift them up and support them, especially if they are in a particularly unsupportive or dangerous environment at the moment. And as always, you can help support the people of Gaza, Sudan, Congo, and other areas of the world affected by war, violence, and political and civil unrest by donating to Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, Palestinian Children's Relief Fund, and United Works and Relief Agency.
Thank you, Sunny K.
And if you don't have anything financially to contribute, that's fine. Spread the word. They could use as much support as they can get verbally and financially.
Yes. With that being said, I also want to very quickly maybe break the I am of all of this illusion that I sometimes put up, because yesterday some really scary stuff happened a lot of different places. There's wildfires raging in Canada. There's, the whole situation in the United States is going kind of, bottoms up. And that's rough. So what I really want everyone watching here to do during this month, if you have the time, if you have the spoons, if you have the energy, check in on your friends, make sure that they're doing okay. Build communities near you. If that's playing D&D with friends you know, if that's going outside and talking to a stranger over a cup of coffee, please focus on community building near you. It is one of the easiest ways we have to make positive differences in other people's lives. After all of that, I'm going to plug where you can find us. As you maybe know, you can find us here on Twitch at Nalise. You can also find all of our old VOD on YouTube at Nalise RPG. If you want to stay up to date on our schedule and figure out when other surprise streams like this one go live, you can find and follow me on Patreon and on Ko-fi, both at /Nalise. Both of those are free to follow. As long as you hit that follow button, you get almost all of my content. The only things that are behind paywalls are any PDFs that I put up. And even then, if you throw me $1, they unlock, and then you can just not pay me the $1 next month. This is not a pay-to-win situation, guys. Save your money for places.
Make sure you pay on the browser. Do not pay through the App Store. The App Store will upcharge you.
The App Store will absolutely upcharge you.
Yes. On iOS.
Apple will absolutely upcharge you, so don't. Please save your money. Please use it to help yourself, help your community, and if you don't know where to put it, help some of the places that Sunny K shouts out. She shouted out a lot over the streams, and a lot of them are really good places. So, with that all being said, we hope you enjoyed today. We hope that you can get through your next weeks alive and thriving. Happy Pride! Yay! Let's go.
Rando's art, by the way.
Art by Rando's Art. Oh my goodness, I keep forgetting this. All of our lovely portraits are made by Rando's Art. He has a mobile game out called The Tale of Soldiers of Fortune and Folly. Go give it a download. It's free. And yeah, that's everything from me, unless I forgot something. Did I forget anything, you guys?
You want to raid someone?
Yes, I am going to raid someone. Great shout out. I'm going to be sending you guys over to Spoon's Tavern because he's a good DM and I think he's live right now. I don't actually know. I should probably check that before I just say I'm going to send you guys somewhere. Let me see. For some reason, it's all right. This is fine. But I'm going to check if he's live. If he is, I'm going to send you there. If not, stream's just going to end. So, I hope you enjoyed today. And I hope your games are good. I hope your dice rolls tell wonderful stories. And I hope to see you next time again. Once more feeling. Ciao! Enjoy the new music.
Shores, fun sailing folk are we. The line between the sea and sky, our only boundary. On crashing waves and even tides, we'll navigate the sea. Steadfast our mission in our minds to keep these waters free. Freezing gales and tropics warm, we lot have sailed them all. In winter flows and summer storm, green spring and golden fall. Through foamy spray and clouds of grey and blinking star-filled night, we raise our anchors and our flags and sail along with might. When my time comes to an end, my bones laid all to rest. Upon the sand I'll leave the land and meet the water's breast. Deep in the brine I know that I am where I'm meant to be. Upon